Okay, now we have two very, very special awards. Usually toward the end of the award ceremony, we give what we call our Activist or Citizen of the Year award. We also have one we give to an organization, the Organization of the Year. But the Megaload issue is so big this year, and since we all live here in Nez Perce country, we thought we would give an award to the Nation of the Year. Yeah. And so, the Nez Perce people were out on the road on Highway 12, 4 nights running. They were out there protesting and letting their voice be heard about the invasion of their homeland. And so we have a special award for the Nez Perce and its people, and I know Brooklyn Baptiste is here. And anybody else from the Nez Perce tribe, if you want to come up, we'd love to have you come up. So we want to give a great round of applause.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that means a big thank you in our language. My name is Brooklyn Baptiste. I serve as a member on the Executive Council. I also serve as the chairman of the Natural Resource Committee for not only my tribe, but affiliated tribes in Northwest Indian. So I've been working in environmental issues, but also cultural and natural resource issues for many years now. But I just want to thank you guys for honoring us tonight. It's an honor for me to come and represent the chairman asked me. I did serve as the chair and the vice chair for a few years, and when I first got on council, my hair was jet black, my braids were thick. And it took 9 short years for my hair to start turning gray, and my braids started to get a little bit thinner. That's the price you pay for public service, but also service to my people. This issue, of course, is huge. It's bigger than any of us. It's bigger than as we see it, as I see it personally, it's bigger than just the people. It's the purpose. We have so much. I'm used to preaching to the choir, but and that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm telling you guys exactly how you guys feel. Our passions are the same, our causes are the same, and the purpose that we have together is the same. There's only a few differences. Our people have been here for over 1,000. Well over several thousands of years. Our people are buried along this corridor in the land that we all live on. But that doesn't mean we can't utilize our efforts right now to move forward to protect it, because this is all we have left. And I think I'm totally biased. I love this area. I've always loved this area, like you guys do too, and we feel that it's important. It's one of the last great ecosystems we have in the Northwest or in the nation, and it's important to us all. In this river system, every drainage we have, we have one of the largest tribal fisheries in the United States and Alaska. We do more for any federal state agency in this area, and with rightful cause, and when our treaty rights allow us to kind of put it on the ground and allow us to carry out those efforts. So we're very honored, and I wanted to recognize Mike Lopez as well. He's our I come to know him. We took a lot of travel. We traveled to Missoula all the time. We traveled over to Montana, work with Yellowstone National Park. We worked with 16 different national forests in our ceded territory, and he's become one of the most revered and respected environmental attorneys in the state of Idaho and the Northwest, because he's such a good job. He does such a great job and has such a hard passion for what he does, but also he's a personal good friend. He's spent many long hours on the road talking back and forth about how what we believe. And I told him one time, I remember one of our first trips that we took, actually we were heading to, I think it was Boise, or I can't remember, maybe it was Bend. We were heading over there, and he was just coming on, and I had to tell him, when you get up and you talk to the tribe, remember what you're talking for. Remember who you're talking for. Our people have died, lived and died for thousands of years, and our chiefs, they signed a treaty, not knowing, their incredible foresight, what it would take. But that treaty still holds true. It's just as strong as the Constitution of the United States, that it's protected in. And I told him, when you talk, and when you get in the court system, remember, you're speaking for my children, and you're exercising the treaty that our forefathers had intended to utilize to protect our rights. And I was just talking, because me and him could just talk away, and all of a sudden he would stare up, hey, Mike, I'm talking to you. And he got into the zone, and then after that, he hit up the magnitude of what he was doing for our people. So I love my brother and his wife. And she used to work for the tribe, but they're here working for everyone else. And he's done a great job. And he was the heart and soul of it. Right when we were going to protest, when we were going down there, we thought this is our only alternative. Us as leaders of our tribe, it was tough. We couldn't see our people go out there. As leaders, sometimes you have to step up and be in front of them. We knew that we might lose our jobs, we might pay that penalty, but there's just something you got to do. And you can't put that in the court system. Those are things, everything you do, before you go to court, you do what you can before you get in there. Justice, usually doesn't occur in the court system. It's everything you do outside the court system before you get in there. And he helped us prepare our fight, and we've been successful to this point, but we have a long ways to go, and he's a huge reason why. And also my brother here as well, he's been with us as far as doing a lot of activist work. You probably already know him already. He's a great guy. Julian Matthews has done a great job getting our people together. Like anything else, we didn't know what we were doing. We got down there, and I remember stepping up, and my daughter sends me a text. She says, Dad, I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I'm proud of you, and I love you for what you're going to do. So it was, then she comes down and says, Dad, can I come down there? I'm like, okay, you can. And once they start arresting people, you better get going. Here's the keys. I'm not coming home tonight. That's coming home tonight. So in all, the magnitude of what had happened didn't really hit, and then it just went viral all over Indian country. Everywhere. I had a lot of friends serving as chair. I knew a lot of people. First person I called was Winona Leduc, and I said, I need your help. I need you to get information out for me. So she called everyone, friends of the Clear, everyone. All the people here came down and supported us. It was a common cause. It was huge, and I think it lit a fire that's still going now. Other Indian communities are stepping up. Other people are stepping up. We saw a huge protest in Minneapolis where they're protesting, demanding the name change for the Washington Redskins, those type of things. It wakens you up, and a lot of you have already been there. For us, it had just started, and I'm standing there like, we don't know what's going to happen, but well, here they come. They come around the corner. Our people were singing a song, a local drum group, and that song that they sang was a song that our forefathers in 1855 sang when they came into the Treaty of 1855 in Walla Walla. That's how old that song is. It predates the treaty. Actually, that song that they sang predated the arrival of Lewis and Clark in 1805 as they came over. That's how old that song is. And they were singing that. Our people were together for a moment, and that's to say something. Like anything else, we could all disagree or agree to disagree, but our politics in Indian country is tough. So it was great, and I think that we got a long ways to go. But I think we never get too carried away with our victories or too caught up in our sorrows over our losses, because you have to manage it, and that's what you do. You manage your battles. And for us, the environment is just as important as to you. It will continue to be. I think that we can continue to strive to work together on protecting what we hold sacred. Not only sacred to us, but everyone. A fish doesn't care who's going to catch it. A fish, how we see things that are sacred, because a tree doesn't want to be better than the next tree. A tree isn't jealous of another tree. It just wants to do what it has to do, and that's how they live. Same with the fish, same with the animals and wildlife. They don't live like human beings. We're not sacred like that. And so that's how we see things. We have to protect something that's more sacred than us. And the intent of what we do is important, and the purpose is bigger than the position or the personnel. And I think tonight's a good example of what we can do together, what we can create. And I think before, most people didn't respect any of us. They didn't even figure State of Idaho didn't really care about any of us. And now they're rearranging. Now we're thinking, well, geez, we didn't think they would band together like that. They figured they would just divide and conquer. And here we are, those guys. We don't want them going through here anyways. We don't want them to go to the end result to a planet-killing project up there. And that's just the start of it. You know, we have relatives up there, but just what we do to protect the earth is important. So I'll get off my soapbox, but I just want to say, Makas cuts out to every one of you for your hearts and your passion for the environment and what you do on a daily basis that makes life worth living. And tonight's a big celebration of that, and it's an honor to be here, represent the tribe, and say a few words on behalf of all of Julian and Mike, anyone who wants to talk. But I just want to say thank you for all that you do, and keep on it. We got to keep at it. That's the other. Thank you.
And I definitely was, I'm proud. Brooklyn's my tribal brother here, and he's on the council, and Mike Lopez are both are doing a really great job representing our tribe. And that was one thing, like he was saying, this issue came about, and when we first started, it was, we're getting going, and I think now it's really important to remember that, like Brooklyn is saying that it's not over yet, because I talked to some people that lived actually around the Tarsons about 3 years ago. It's really detrimental to them what's going on up there. It's going on like right now. It's a 24-hour-a-day operation, and so we still want to make sure that with your help and the tribal members, I tell you, I was never so proud. Like he was saying, sometimes our tribe is so infighting and fighting about this and fight. I thought this was so cool because, like, this is one thing where all the tribal members, not all of them, a bunch of them come together and we're just fighting one common enemy, rather than amongst ourselves, so that was pretty cool. But I think it's really turned out really well, and I'm definitely thankful for the tribe, NEPTIC, and the attorneys, OLC, and Idaho Rivers United, and all the people that, like you, that have helped us. And it's kind of one thing I've always felt was important, like FOC, I mentioned this before, if I said it once, I said it twice, but it's a small group, but like the tribe is essentially a smaller group. But we really have a lot of power when we band together and start fighting these oil companies, because that's really what it comes down to. It's like I tell these kids, with these big corporations, I work with kids sometime in the school, I said, all they want is money. That's what their main concern is, making money. They don't care where they have to go, what they have to do, and they don't. And it's like you were saying, the state of Idaho doesn't respect us. The Border Service doesn't really respect our treaty rights, and that's one thing that's always important. My friends and I discuss it when we sweat usually every time about the Treaty of 1855, because those people that signed it, the men that signed it many years ago, they realized that we have to keep fighting for it also, because it's not going to go away. The treaty doesn't extinguish or expire, and we still have to keep fighting to protect those rights today. So I'm definitely grateful and thankful for all your assistance, and I'm definitely thankful for the NEPTIC, what they did in the attorney's office. So thanks.
Good evening. I'm Mike Lopez. I am a staff attorney for the Nez Perce tribe. I'm one of 5 full-time attorneys that has the honor and privilege of representing the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee. And in early August, I received direction from the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee to file a lawsuit in federal court to stop General Electric, or RCCI, through their carrier Omega Morgan, from transporting megaloads through the reservation and through National Forest System lands within Nez Perce country. And through that process, been working with Advocates for the West, and working with Idaho Rivers United, and working with Friends of the Clearwater, and other groups who are interested in sharing the tribe's goal and passion for not converting US Highway 12 into industrial corridor for megaloads. The Nez Perce tribe, under their leadership, was successful with IRU in temporarily enjoining them from allowing any further megaloads up that corridor until, number one, tribal consultation, number two, corridor impact study are completed. Now, both of those conditions were not established by the Nez Perce tribe originally. They were established by the Forest Service itself. Back in June, the Forest Service sent a letter to the Idaho Transportation Department saying, we will not allow any megaloads that match our interim criteria from traveling through National Forest System lands until we consult with the Nez Perce tribe and until we complete a corridor impact study, which includes evaluating the impacts of megaloads on the cultural and intrinsic values of the Wild and Scenic River corridor. The Forest Service decided that, but RCCI and the Idaho Transportation Department disregarded that direction. And the Nez Perce tribe and Idaho Rivers United felt like they needed to go to court to get clarification, to get assistance from our court in enforcing the Forest Service's directives. And we are pleased to report that the Nez Perce tribe and IRU were successful in achieving and realizing that objective. So as Brooklyn Baptiste and the Nez Perce Tribal Executive Committee will continue to fight the good fight. The litigation is not over. There are still many steps that need to be accomplished. We're still in litigation with the Forest Service and with General Electric, and we will continue to protect the tribe's interests, to protect treaty rights, to protect the cultural values that the Nez Perce tribes hold so dearly, including the Wild and Scenic River values along there, from companies like GE and others who want to convert that highway into industrial corridor. This simply won't happen. So it's been an honor and privilege to serve the Nez Perce people while I do this, and I'll continue to do it along with the rest of our office to the best of our ability. So, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. I know Brooklyn Baptiste has an early plane to catch tomorrow. He's going to Washington, D.C. for some government-to-government consultation.